Hi, I'm Alfonso Cuadra, and this is Success by Design. Today's a very special day. I'm here with Steve Lowell, professional speaking mentor, master speaker, and author of this book, From Stage Fright to Spotlight. Steve, thank you for coming on the show.
Hey, it's my pleasure. I'm happy to be here.
So, out of all your experience, everything that you've done, how important is it to be authentic?
You know, I think it's one of the most important things for a speaker. Mm-hmm. I see so many speakers who have taken formal training, mm-hmm. and they spend a lot of money, mm-hmm. and they spend a lot of time, and they go to these courses with trainers, and so many of them get pigeonholed to do things a very specific way. Mm-hmm. And oftentimes I can see these speakers and I can identify where they were trained, okay. because they look exactly the same as all the others. Yeah, right? Yeah. But when you go to see a speaker, or when you go to see a band, or you go to see any kind of an entertainer, or any kind of a feature, you want the real thing. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And your audience is exactly the same. They want the real you. They want to see what's in your heart. They want to feel what's in your heart. They want to feel what you feel. Yeah. And when you're putting on a show and you're trying to be somebody that you're not, then there's just no way that you can communicate what's really inside. So it's so important to just be yourself. And what I try and do is I teach people to forget about the rules. Yeah. You know, forget about the proper openings and the proper transitions. Those things will come with practice and with time. Yeah. But if you're focused and you're worried about those things, then you're not focused on your message. And the point is to get away from worrying about all the technique and all the technical stuff and just focus on what's in here and get what's in here out there. So being authentic is huge.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. So, you know, we have a lot of people out there maybe wondering, you know, since you're from stage fright to spotlight, right, and you've been doing this for how many years?
Oh, I've been doing this for about 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah, a long time.
30 years. That's a long time. Yeah. So, you know, what are some tips, perhaps, so someone can take home with them?
Sure. Well, I think the single most important tip, I think, for any speaker is to understand this concept. Okay? Speaking is not as much about transferring information as it is about transferring emotion. See, absolutely. As a speaker, you know, I have information and I have ideas that I need to share, and that's important. And I want the audience to know what I know. That's for sure. But the real focus for me as a speaker is to make you feel like I feel. Yeah. I want to take what I feel, I want to give that to my audience so that when they walk away, they feel about my message the same way I do. Yeah. And that's how you affect change in the world. Yeah, yeah. Because people make changes in their lives and they take action based on how they feel, more than based on what they know. So the information is secondary. And this is the other thing we see with speakers so often is they get on the stage, they got great information, and they got great ideas and great stories and wisdom and experience and all that great stuff. But what they fail to do oftentimes is get that power behind it, that emotional power. Yeah. So the single most important thing, I believe, is that a speaker needs to know, that it comes from here. Yeah. It's a transference of feeling more than it's a transference of information. Wow. Yeah.
No, this is incredible stuff here. Now, I'm just wondering, because I went to your site and I saw this 3-circle. So we got the first circle, second circle, third circle speakers. Can you just elaborate a little bit on what that means and how that works and how that applies to speaking?
Yeah, I came across this on a website by a lady named Patsy Rodenberg, who is a trainer of Shakespearean actors. And she came up with this 3 circles of energy concept, and she applies it to acting. And I was watching some of her videos, and I read her book, and I thought, this is beautiful for speaking. Yeah. And so here's what the 3 circles are. The first circle of energy is when, as a speaker, you're very self-aware, you're self-conscious. And if I'm in first circle, then I'm probably got my head down. Yeah. I'm not making any eye contact with my audience. I may be hiding behind a podium. My voice will be soft, and my energy is kind of falling at my feet, and it's kind of about me. Yeah, yeah. And what will happen with my audience is they'll have a very short attention span to a speaker that's in the first circle.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And then what often happens is when we train speakers, we get them out of first circle, then they make a jump to third circle, and this is what happened with you, if I remember right. They made a jump to third circle. Now, a third circle speaker is like bigger than life, right? They're overcompensating for everything, and every word they say is like a public proclamation, and they're kind of speaking past their audience, and they're trying to be much bigger than they really are.
Over the audience.
Yeah, they're kind of over the top, right? Yeah. And they suck all the energy out of the room and all the oxygen out of the room. You know? And what happens with the audience when there's a third circle speaker is they might originally be impressed with the enthusiasm and the bravado and all that, but they'll become fatigued very quickly because they'll realize that they're being spoken at and not spoken with. Yeah. And so that's third circle. But second circle is where you want to be. And second circle is where you're having a relationship with your audience.
Conversation.
Yeah, it's a conversation. And so you're making eye contact, and it's a feeling of your audience that they're participating in the event with you. So instead of, I'm the speaker and you're the audience relationship, it's a more of a we're in this together type relationship. And now I don't care about my suit, my tie. I don't care about the ums and the ahs, and I don't care about all of the rules and regulations, because what's happening is I'm communicating with the audience.
Yeah.
So the first, second, and third circle of energy, they really start with a mindset. And so if you have this mindset of partnership with your audience, then that helps you bring all their energy into the second circle.
Yeah.
But if you have a mindset of, that I'm the speaker and I'm bigger than life, that propels you up into third circle.
Yeah.
And if you have the mindset of, I'm really frightened and I don't really know if I deserve to be here, that brings you
confidence.
That brings you into first circle. So second circle is where you want to be.
Yeah. Now, is this a common thing that someone trying to get into speaking normally does? They start at first circle, jump automatically to third, and somehow they find their way to second? Is that how the normal transition is?
But a lot of times what happens is people will make the jump from first circle to third, and then they'll stay there. And I've seen speakers that, at conferences and in different organizations who are third circle all the way, and they're bigger than life, and they think they're doing great because their audience will be polite. The audience will applaud.
Or you're intimidating the audience.
But you're intimidating them. And what what actually happens is your audience gets very fatigued, and they do what I call, they start complying instead of participating. So the third circle speaker will do lots of things and get the audience to throw their hands up in the air and do all these things. And that's okay. That's good to do. But if you're doing it in third circle, what will happen is the audience will do it because they're being told to do it, not because they're really wholeheartedly participating. And so a lot of speakers will stay in third circle. And so when what I try and do is get them out of the first circle. I know they're going to jump into third circle because that's very natural. I'll let them do that, and then we rein them into second circle, and that's where they start getting standing ovations.
Yeah, that's incredible. Now, I'm sure a lot of people right now are taking notes and trying to figure things out. How can they get a hold of you? What kind of programs do you offer? And how can basically someone out there say, I want to be a speaker and I need to get a hold of Steve Lowell?
Sure. Well, the easiest way is go to my website. It's stevelowell.com. It's that simple. They can email me, steve@stevelowell.com.
Yeah.
At my website, it's kind of a hub, and it takes them to all my different training programs. I have training programs in public speaking and in networking skills.
In the book is there?
And the book, there's a site for the book there, They can buy the book, and they can buy the paperback version or the download PDF version.
Yeah.
And there's other products and some audio products there as well.
Wow. Okay. So, Steve, thank you.
Hey, it's my privilege.
And you've been my speaking mentor for a long time. And I just want to thank you for coming by the show, Success by Design show.
Well, I'm happy to be here. I love the work that you're doing. Keep it up.
Yeah. So if anybody's interested in being on Success by Design show, you can email us at successbydesignshow@gmail.com. That's successbydesignshow@gmail.com. Don't forget to subscribe or watch the last 2 episodes or like or comment down below. Really, watch the last 2 episodes. Click. What are you waiting for? This one or this one? Subscribe. Watch the last 2 episodes.